Sir, please look this side one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
इसको पूरी करने नहीं थे
We have to change the program slightly. Yeah. Before presentation, yeah. For presentation, we want to. Okay.
Siapa? Untuk kan?
Ini terakhir kelak itu terakhir. Ay, terakhir.
Okay, that's enough. Atok sih.
Ay, terakhir kelak itu. Ay, terakhir tak jauh mo. Ay, halai tak kita mo.
Orutang Mizoram. Orutang.
As a token of love, we also want to offer a small. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Oh, sir. Very nice. Silk, no?
So the press, if you could kindly leave us, you can wait for us on top for the press conference.
Just leave it now. Press, please go up.
You can wait for us in the press conference room.
Okay, sir.
Delegation. Please go with us.
Mizoram और अहमर माने द्विपद या पूरा पेश की है आप कितना ले सामने ने
Good afternoon, my friends from the media. I'm happy to announce that we have agreed. Mizoram delegation and Assam delegation have agreed to make a joint statement, which will be read out by Sri Patel, Civilian Commissioner, Department of Border Protection and Development, Assam. Look.
Thank you all. So, joint statement agreed between the Assam delegation and Mizoram delegation. The government of Assam and government of Mizoram welcome and agree to take forward the initiatives taken by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and Honorable Chief Ministers of Assam and Mizoram to remove tensions prevailing around the interstate borders and to find lasting solutions to the disputes through discussions. The second point, the representatives of Government of Mizoram convey condolences for the loss of lives on 26th July 2021 and convey best message for a speedy recovery of those injured. Third point, both the state governments agree to maintain peace in the interstate border areas and welcome deployment of neutral force by Government of India in this regard. For this purpose, both the states shall not send their respective forest and police forces for patrolling, domination, enforcement, or for press deployment to any of the areas where confrontation and conflict has taken place between the police forces of the two states during recent times. This would include all such areas along the Assam-Mizoram border in the districts of Karimganj, Hailakandi, and Kachar in Assam, Mamit and Kolasip districts in Mizoram. Representatives of Government of Assam and Mizoram agree to take all necessary measures to promote, preserve, and maintain peace and harmony among the people living in Assam and Mizoram, particularly in the border areas. So this is the joint statement which has been executed.
Are you going to withdraw your forces?
Please.
Yeah, in your joint statement, saying that what if fresh deployment will not be allowed?
Yeah.
What about the existing deployment of both state forces?
No,
Are you going to withdraw your forces?
Another question.
I'll take. Say today we are here. We had a long discussion with his GD and UDD Minister, Government of Assam, and Guardian Minister of National District. And GD Tripathi, who is Commissioner and Secretary, Border Area Development and Border Protection Department. So, after having trade fair discussion, we have come to an agreement which already our Commissioner and Secretary have read out before you. And it has happened on the initiative of Government of India. As you know that recently a discussion took place in Delhi where the Chief Secretary of Mizoram and Chief Secretary of Assam were also there. So this is a beginning. We'll have trade fair discussion in the near future where both the Chief Minister will be there. Today, both the state government has agreed to maintain peace in the interstate border areas and welcome, because both the government welcome. The neutral force will be there, and both the state shall has agreed not to send their own forces to that area. That must. And another question,
The economic blockade is still
see, yes, economy, regarding you were asking regarding economic blockade.
Sir,
See,
is it that your travel advisory has created fear among the people?
pardon?
Mizoram alleged that there is economic threat, which your government denied. But it is crystal clear that no vehicles enter Mizoram side.
Yeah.
So your travel advisory created, it seems created fear among the people to enter Mizoram. So are you willing to revoke your travel
Yes.
advisory?
We are willing to revoke. We are willing to revoke all the advisories because mostly the local people has taken such spaces. Government is not involved there. Government is not involved. Definitely after having today's discussion, what I say, it is a fruitful discussion. So I think everything will be okay in the near future. And we have asked the Home Minister that we should have frequent meetings. We should have, means the bordering district, DC, SP can take part in the both side in the discussion. Monthly discussion.
Honorable Home Minister of Mizoram, there is a question. After the central meeting with, at the center between the chief secretaries and DGPs, it was decided that only central armed police forces will be there at the post. the post at which the Assam police personnel were killed, in that post now IA battalion is deployed. So is it not a violation of the tri-party resolution that were reached in Delhi?
See, friend,
The question is for Home Minister of
this is a good beginning. Don't put any more question because unfortunate incident took place on 26, which was not expected by anybody else. So I think this is a good beginning. We will have it out because the Chief Minister of Mizoram, he has openly expressed his feelings that the border disputes can be settled amicably. And our Chief Minister also desires that it should be settled amicably through dialogue, through meaningful dialogue. So both the government agrees for meaningful dialogue because this is a long-pending problem. It will take time. Okay? Thank you very much.
Do you agree that the Assam police has crossed the boundary of Mizoram?
Pardon?
Do you agree that Assam police has crossed the
Do not put such a question which will create more controversy among the
just one question.
people, those who are residing in the border area. We want to diffuse the tension.
There was a strong.
We are not here to create more problem.
No,
So give us some time. Everything will be okay. Please.
This question is directed to Mr. Ashok. There was a strong attempt to shift the focus of the border issue to drugs and cattle smuggling. It was retweeted many times in his Twitter account too. Does he still stand by that? Does he still stand by that?
Let us forget the past. Let us forget the past. Today we have started it. Good beginning. Forget the past.
So when you say let us forget the past,
Forget
are you
the
saying
past.
we should
We are
forget the
coming
death of
forward.
our
So
soldiers?
we are coming here. And we are also coming forward. Yeah.
Yes, today is a good beginning to restore full normalcy between the two states. So, we should suggested that we should forget the past.
Thank you
I
very
think
much.
what about the long term? So just one question. What about was there any discussion regarding the demarcation? Because the problem lies with the demarcation. So there are other.
We are not discussing today because as you know we talk about constitutional boundary.
Sir, what do you expect for the
government talk about historical events.
Sir, what do you expect for the permanent solution to come?
Everything will be sorted out.
Sir, when do you expect for the permanent solution?
Our Chief Minister, he wants to settle this matter once
For the permanent solution?
Yeah, when can we expect this?
When can we expect?
Today, I told you earlier that today is the beginning. Give us time, give us some time, and everything will be happening.
I think lifting economic blockade is the first step to diffuse the tension. So can you assure us that economic blockade will be lifted?
Thank you very much.
सब काफी আমি ইয়ালৈ আহিছোঁ আমি মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী ইনষ্ট্ৰাকশ্যন আমাৰ সিংহাল ডাঙৰীয়া এনজিটি পাৰ্টি ডাঙৰীয়া প্ৰটেকশ্যন মাননীয় হোম মিনিষ্টাৰ আমাৰ সৈতে আছে তেখেত চেক্ৰেটাৰী আৰু এটা হাই লেভেল টেলিভিশ্যনৰ লগত তো আপোনালোকে জানে যে যোৱা 26 তাৰিখে এটা আনফৰ্চুনেট কাছাৰ জিলাৰ তাৰপিছত ৰাজ্যৰ সীমামূৰীয়া অঞ্চলত টেনশ্যন অব্যাহত আছে অসমৰ ফালৰ বিভিন্ন সংগঠনে অৰ্থনৈতিক অৱৰোধ কৰিছে তো আজি আমি বহুতখিনি কথা আলোচনা কৰিছোঁ ইয়াৰ আগেয়ে ভাৰত চৰকাৰৰ গৃহ বিভাগৰ সৈতে অসম চৰকাৰ আৰু মিজোৰাম চৰকাৰ
বিষয়া পৰ্যায়ত এক আলাপ আলোচনা অব্যাহত আছে আৰু গৃহ বিভাগে দুয়োখন ৰাজ্যৰ মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী এই আলাপ আলোচনাৰ মাজেৰে এই সমস্যাটো আজিৰ আলোচনাৰ আগত আপোনালোকে জানে যে দিল্লীত আজি কিছুদিনৰ আগত মুখ্য সচিব পৰ্যায়ত এটা আলোচনা অনুষ্ঠিত হৈছে আজি আমি যি আলোচনা কৰিলোঁ আমি ভাবিছোঁ যে এইটো এটা শুভ আৰম্ভণি আজিৰ সভাই 26 তাৰিখে যিকেইজন ঘটনাত নিহত হৈ তেওঁলোকৰ প্ৰতি গভীৰ সমবেদনা জনাইছে তেওঁলোকৰ বিদেহী আত্মাৰ প্ৰতি ভগৱানৰ ওচৰত প্ৰাৰ্থনা কৰিছে আৰু যিসকল এতিয়াও সেই দুৰ্ঘটনাত আহত হৈ পৰি আছে সেইসকলৰ সোনকালে যাতে ৰিকভাৰী হয় তাৰ কাৰণেও তেখেতসকলে উইচ কৰিছে তো ইয়াৰ উপৰিও দুই পক্ষই আমি আশা কৰিছোঁ যে আলাপ আলোচনাৰ মাজেৰে দীৰ্ঘদিনীয়া এই সমস্যাটো সমাধান কৰিব পৰা যাব মাননীয় অসমৰ মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰীয়ে এই কথাটো স্পষ্টভাৱে কৈছে দায়িত্ব লোৱাৰ দিনাৰ পিছৰে পৰাই যে চুবুৰীয়া ৰাজ্যৰ লগত আমাৰ সীমা সমস্যা আছে আৰু এই পুৰণি সীমা সমস্যা আমি আলাপ আলোচনাৰ মাজেৰে দূৰ কৰিব লাগিব এইটো আমাৰ চৰকাৰখনৰ 5 বছৰীয়া কাৰ্যকালৰ মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী ডক্টৰ হিমন্ত বিশ্ব শৰ্মা ডাঙৰীয়াৰ নেতৃত্বত এইটো আমাৰ আশা আৰু সেইকাৰণে তৎপৰতাৰে কিছু ব্যৱস্থা চৰকাৰৰ তৰফৰ পৰা গ্ৰহণ কৰিছে আৰু মিজোৰামৰ মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী থাংগা ডাঙৰীয়াই তেখেতে এই ঘটনাটোৰ পিছতো সংবাদ মাধ্যমৰ জৰিয়তে মুকলিকে তেখেতে ইচ্ছা প্ৰকাশ কৰিছে যে এইটো এমিকেবলি এটা ইয়াৰ সমাধান উলিয়াব লাগে গতিকে দুয়োজন ৰাজ্যৰ মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰীৰ সদিচ্ছাৰ কাৰণে আজি ইয়াত এই বৈঠকখন সম্ভৱ হ'ল মাননীয় গৃহমন্ত্ৰীৰ নেতৃত্বত আজি এটা হাই লেভেল ডেলিগেশ্যনৰ লগত আমি খুব সৌহাৰ্দ্যপূৰ্ণ বৈঠকত মিলিত হ'লোঁ আৰু বহুতখিনি কথাই আমি আলোচনা কৰিছোঁ আমি তেখেতসকলক কৈছোঁ যে এয়া মন্ত্ৰী পৰ্যায়ত নহ'লেও বিষয়া পৰ্যায়ত মানে মুখ্য সচিব পৰ্যায়তে নহয় ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্ট পৰ্যায়ত আজি দুখন ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্ট কাছাৰ ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্ট আমাৰ 164 কিলোমিটাৰ আমাৰ সীমা অসম মিজোৰামৰ লগত ইয়াত কাছাৰ জিলা আছে 52 কিলোমিটাৰমান পৰে ঠিক তেনেকৈ কৰিমগঞ্জত 12 কিলোমিটাৰমান পৰে আৰু সেইখিনি আমি তেনেকৈ বুজাবুজিৰ মাজেৰে স্থানীয় প্ৰশাসনৰ পৰ্যায়ত বুজাবুজিৰ মাজেৰে আমি বহুতখিনি বৰ্ডাৰত দেখা দিয়া ঘটনা পৰিঘটনা আমি ঘটাবলৈ সক্ষম হওঁ প্ৰব্লেমটোতো সিমানেই তেখেতসকলে আমি কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনেল বাউণ্ডেৰী কওঁ তেখেতসকলে হিষ্টৰিকেল ইভেণ্টছৰ কথা কওঁ আৰু ইয়াৰ কাৰণে কংগ্ৰেছ জগৰীয়া কাৰণ ৰাজ্য সৃষ্টি হওঁতে যদি সমস্যাটো সমাধান কৰিলেহেঁতেন আজি এই প্ৰব্লেমবিলাক আমি ফেচ নকৰোঁহেঁতেন গতিকে ইট উইল টেক টাইম কাৰণ আমাৰ পলিটিকেল উইল আছে পলিটিকেল উইল মাননীয় মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰীৰ আছে আৰু আমাৰ কাউণ্টাৰপাৰ্ট মিজোৰামেও তেওঁৰ পলিটিকেল উইলটো তেখেতে শ্ব' কৰিছে গতিকে আমি নিশ্চিত যে ইয়াৰ আই কেনট চে ৰাইট নাও আজি যিখিনি হৈ গ'ল আপোনালোকক শুভ আৰম্ভণি বুলি ধৰক এই 26 তাৰিখে হৈ যোৱা দুৰ্ঘটনাটোৰ পিছত আজি হয়তো আপোনালোকে বা কোনেও ভবা নাছিল যে এনেধৰণৰ সৌভাগ্যপূৰ্ণ পৰিৱেশত আলোচনা হ'ব এই আলোচনা হৈছে আপোনালোকে ৱেইট কৰক মই ভাবোঁ যে ভাল খবৰ নিতান্তই আহিব মুখ্যমন্ত্ৰী লেভেলত নিশ্চয় আলোচনা হ'ব আৰু ভাল ৰিজাল্ট নিশ্চয় अच्छा ही लगा बहुत अच्छा लगा बहुत अच्छा हुआ आज मिजोरम का तरफ से जो जिस्सा दिखाया बहुत अच्छा है we are thankful to them we are thankful to the honorable minister honorable minister and his team we are hopeful that in the near future we will be able to solve the problem.
Sir.
Thank you.
One question.
Yes.
Certainly, sir. Let it be enough. Sir, certainly.
Mafda.
Sir, are you happy? Sir, you are happy? Happy?
So far, problem will go to solution.
Toke.
And whenever problem come up, we hope that they will solve at the local issue. Thank you.
hun ta ka ngai to a abi takin notice te una ong mai kan ong chin bo ro ti chia ta lo mi koi kan ti a abi takin India ram hun na ga to notice min su sang re lo wa Mizoram te Assam te hi an su sang mang lo ni chu wang choi nga ti ki ni ka ra ting bo ne lo so the ti kha kan thu pui de ni a tin Assam ni te tu na pakat ma kan sang lo wa abi takin hey tu lai ki pile nga po vaccine te po kai ko kan ho la nge te po Assam i soi na ma na chu ra tin shop sample collection ra ting te tin chu mai ba ga li thai khal tu nam dang dai wa te po Mizoram mu sang sang an ta nga chu te po chu kan mi zo mi pui te po kin cho te lo pe a an lo boi pui a chu wang chuan kan bo ru chan je kan lo khen fir ve a chu a chu an ni po hian an lo ngai dan ang mut chu an ni talowin an lo ra ngai ang mut le thil sen dan lo kia dan chu an ni lo zia a ta ka bang hu ni kan thia chu lai chu kan lo mang nga ole.
Today, on the 2nd of August 2021, the State Youth Congress Presidents of Mizoram, Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya, Tripura and Arunachal Pradesh have sent a letter to the Prime Minister's office asking for an effective and immediate intervention to end all the border disputes, the interstate boundary disputes of Northeast India. As we all know, Northeast is a culturally diverse region. Our cultures are different, our traditions are different, and our historical perspectives are also different. So without taking these cultural sensitivities into consideration, we do not think there can be a meaningful resolution. So we demand for a resolution which involves all the stakeholders and all the sentiments of the people of Northeast. And we also have asked the government of India to re-examine the Northeastern Region Reorganization Act of 1971, whereby they must include all the stakeholders and also protect the cultural and also the historical and traditional interests of the people of our states. And we believe it is important because we talk of national integration, and the current situation that is happening in the Northeast is very detrimental to our notion of national integration, and therefore the response has to be immediate and effective.
Incident Assam police te in anon ti ha sakwanga non thengkha apoi kan tia Assam police te hian an mani thu ringa ting action khan on lo ti kan chianga an chief minister office le home minister office atangin tu be kan tong ti a chianga chu chief minister le home minister chu ne kan ti chuan Himanta Biswa Sarma ania chu vaina mo phur chu ani ti hi president of India kal tangin kan national media te hian an fiat appointment ka ria chu vain chu kan han thon tha chu mi mai pialama nun kaya Northeast India nasa takin boruak aso sang soba Meghalaya le Assam inkara te Nagaland le Assam inkara ten incident tamtak aum soba chunga po chuan Assam police le Assam administration lamin hal anon thama sa zela Himanta Biswa sa chief minister adi ku ngata pe chuan nasalutukin heng hilhi atheng chawani chu vaina mo phurtu chu ku Himanta Biswa sange hi ani ti president of India ne na kanan fil non le ani apani na chuan National Highway 306 economic blockade an ne andang chat la thi ke ni chuan kan tem le a voi ni theng hian ku economic blockade of make ku di danglap tumna alom lowing kan sia the Ministry of Home Affairs atipo kan sarkar ngai pon thuathen to amaru chu voi ni theng hian Ministry of Home Affairs angoi tlatamuni
hal an khaton hal la
I am Dr. Sang Biante. I am the president of Mizoram Journalist Association for State. So you know that you tend to know the facts, the truth. From our office. So let us hope to have short speech from Moya to have an introduction from our side.
We has a Christian incident taking place here.
It's not just that there is a trouble. Where are you coming here? Where are you from? I'm from Tripura basically, but I live in Calcutta now. And I've worked in various places. And Mizoram is as much a part of India as anybody else. So there's no big brother or small brother as far as I'm concerned. And I'm supposed to be.
Body that operates actively within the whole of Mizoram. Apart from this, the uniqueness of the society as well as the state government. It was established in the year 1979.